What is up, legendaries? It is Ameenha Lee, and today I'm reviewing Forever on Netflix, a beautifully layered romantic drama that I believe is a must watch. Not only does it capture the nuance of love and relationships in a very real way, but it also gives us something we rarely see on screen in this decade, not overall in Hollywood. A wealthy black family simply being thriving, traveling, loving, without their story being centered around trauma. Like, yes, finally, thank God. But without further ado, let's dive in about some of the stuff that I loved about Forever on Netflix and some of the things that I was just not in love with. First off, Forever is one of those shows that really nails the reality of romance. It doesn't sugarcoat. So one day you mad at your boo, you gotta block him or her or they. We don't discriminate over here. You gotta block them or you gotta unblock them, and then your friends keeping it real with you, like, hey girl, yeah, let's unblock them. You kinda, don't do too much. It really gives us the pros and the cons, the highs that make you swoon, and the lows that make you reflect. The chemistry between Keisha and Justin felt authentic, and major props to the casting directors when it comes to this because they did a phenomenal job because the relationship was authentic. It was a mess. It was familiar. It's teenage love, you know what I mean? It's never perfect. Their love story is heartfelt, but it's not fairy tale perfect, and that's what truly makes it special. And I also want to talk about the representation. This wealthy black family wasn't surrounded by trauma. You know what I mean? Seeing a wealthy black family on screen, especially, Justin's parents, of course they are, wealthy. Living in a beautiful home, supporting their sons, and existing in joy and stability was so refreshing to see, especially the connection between Justin and his father, those amazing conversations, and of course the importance of having a father in your life. So like the difference between like how the father gave various tips and advice to Justin. And then when it was like Justin and his mom talking alone, I really love Justin's parents, especially the mother's side. I know a lot of people were not her fave. They a lot of people did not like her, but honestly, I feel like she probably would be me if I was a mom in the future. Like she wanted to make sure that her son succeeded, and she really wanted to make sure, like, even with the whole private school situation, when she realized like the school just used him as a cash cow for $4,000 a year, which is crazy. You know what I mean? And she really wanted to make her sure that her son succeeded with Northwestern and all these other things. So really love Justin's mother. Want to give her the props, and of course Justin's father as well. But we honestly don't get enough of that. Like black. I'm like, if I just emphasize on the black too much on the microphone, like we don't get enough of that, like black love, black wealth. It doesn't have to be surrounded in trauma. And I'm saying in this modern decade, I don't want to be like, oh my god, like this hasn't been seen like all over. I haven't seen no projects now because I know somebody in the comments is gonna say that starting from 2020 and beyond is what I'm talking about. So, from Los Angeles to Martha's Vineyard, the show celebrates Black excellence and normalcy without having to explain or justify it. Like, hey, like you do this, like why are you driving around a luxury car? Why are you able to buy Justin a brand new Jeep? You know what I mean? So that's what I truly loved about Forever on Netflix. Now, another thing that's good is the female friendships and of course the family love. One of my favorite parts of Forever is the friendship between Keisha and Chloe. Oh my god. It was so refreshing to see a friend who will not backstab you in the back for a guy, for money, or for any situation just to level up. It's supportive, it's healthy, and it's real. Chloe always has Keisha's back, especially during that Martha's Vineyard scene where she literally was like, hey, like, we're gonna go find Justin, don't give up. Even it was times where she had to check Keisha, like, girl, like you're taking out the pain that you went through with Christian onto Justin, and Justin is not like Christian. Chloe is really the friend that we all need, and their bond never felt forced. You know what I mean? It's a kind of friendship that uplifts and it doesn't compete. Even I love when they were all at Martha's Vineyard, and I believe Chloe's parents were like in some of like the scenes as well. We couldn't really hear them talk, but it was kind of evident that it was her parents beside her aunt that they were staying with. And I loved how like they accepted Keisha. Like Keisha was like hugging them, like you have like that friend that really becomes family. And that was like super amazing to see. And it's really something that we really need to see more on screen instead of like friends just backstabbing each other. You know what I mean? And family also plays a really big role in the series, of course, especially Justin's family. Whether it's Justin navigating his relationship with his parents, his ADHD, his college, or Keisha dealing with her past, the show really highlights how family can shape who we are, for better or for worse, and how we move in romantic relationships. Now, the bad part, I feel like I should have did this more first. But we just gonna get out the way. What were my frustrations with Forever on Netflix? Now, I love the show. I love the writing, I love the characters, I love the actors. I don't want you guys to think that I truly hate the show, but these are just a few things that frustrated me. One, Keisha's trauma. While it's understandable what she went through with Christian, especially a very traumatizing moment, it was hard to watch her project her past with Christian onto Justin. And especially with the scene where they were at the movie theater and, Keisha's moving a little bit too fast. And, she's like, oh, you saw the tape. And it's like, just because, a lot of people at Brentwood saw the tape doesn't mean that Justin saw the tape, because one, he goes to a different school. He's not like Christian. And Christian shared the tape for stupid reasons. I truly don't get it. But it felt like Justin kept trying to have to prove himself for mistakes that he didn't make. And that really did make me upset. And honestly, it's kind of like I understand both sides. Like I understand Keisha, like what she went through, like you had a full scholarship to Brentwood, and now it's like now your mother has to work like multiple jobs just to make sure that the house and the bills are taken care of because all the trauma you went through with Christian, and he gets to go to college and he's gonna be the next MJ, and your mother's really suffering because she can't even pay for your jock shoes because now you have a scholarship at your new school, but it doesn't cover the full thing. So that really, takes away from a lot. So I understand both sides of the table, but that's really something that made me frustrated. Two, I would say unbalanced support. Justin consistently showed up for Keisha and defended her, supported her emotionally, of course. And Keisha didn't focus on herself, but I do want to emphasize, which is a powerful to see, because I feel like in a lot of shows like this, especially teen romance shows, we really see more of the woman being more self-absorbed with the man. And first of all, I don't think any man or any woman, no matter like your age, should be so absorbed with your partner where you forget like your morals, your goals. Like that's not the point of a relationship. I want to emphasize that. But it really was good to see a woman focus. Like Keisha was focused on Howard. I'm gonna do this and want to do that. But I do think that Justin was there more for Keisha, and it sometimes felt one-sided, and Justin gave more than what he got. Prime example. The scene where Keisha's deadbeat father, who plays baseball, he got on my nerves. It was a scene where he was confronting Justin. It was a very uncomfortable scene. It was like for 5 minutes. And I couldn't press fast forward on my remote control. I was like, oh my god, I can't do it. I can't do it. And he's like, what are you gonna do with your life? What are you gonna do this? And I'm like, bro, you haven't even been here for more than like 5 seconds. Like, why? It's like, and at the same time, it was something that Justin needed to hear. I'm not gonna say that, but I feel like his tone was passive aggressive. Two, wrong place, wrong time. Like you're doing this at like don't do that. And three, Keisha didn't really defend Justin, in my opinion, because when it comes to Justin, like he's constantly defending Keisha. Like even when they're like, hey, like Keisha has a tape. They were constantly like he was constantly defending Keisha against his parents. And do I think that there were times where Justin got too absorbed with Keisha? Like especially the scene where he was playing games with his friend and it was like he just wants to be on FaceTime with her. And I was just like, bro, like calm down. I know this is your first girlfriend, but calm down, Brody. You know what I mean? But I honestly feel like Justin, definitely was there more for Keisha, in my honest opinion. Three, I would say the school drama. The way Keisha reacted to Justin choosing Northwestern was very frustrating. Wanting him close is one thing, you know what I mean? But trying to get him like to shift his dreams, especially when music is like his passion, of course, that was something that like it was good at, but I feel like she was trying to like derail him. You know what I mean? Like love should support growth, not derail it. And I want to focus on this before the end of this. Now, when after the talk what Justin had with the deadbeat daddy, aka Keisha's father, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Northwestern, and there was a scene, the Christmas scene, and Justin's father's like, you're gonna be the first one to go to college in my family. You're a first gen. And Justin was like, you know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to Northwestern for 4 years. You know what? I'll focus on music. I'll derail it, but I'm still gonna do it. I'm not gonna forget my music dreams. And I was like, okay, cool, cool for Justin. It's his I believe his mother went to Northwestern as well, if I'm not mistaken. Cool. And Keisha, tell me if I'm wrong. She's like, I wanted us to be closer. We had those the plans together where we're gonna be closer together in the school, and you're gonna just take a train and we can just spend like days together. I was like, girl, what the heck is you talking about? When I say I wanted to jump through the screen and do something, I was like, girl, what are you talking about? That's why I love this show, because it really shows the good and the bad of a relationship. Because I was like, what is happening? Like, why do you want this man? And Justin did say, I'm not saying that like this just came out of nowhere. Like, Justin was so self-absorbed with Keisha. He literally said, like, before he got us at this Northwestern, like, oh, like, I want to move to the closest school so I can be with you. You know what I mean? So it's not all on Keisha. I want to say that. But she really did get on my nerves saying that, because I was like, why are you trying? When you're in a relationship, you always should want somebody to put their dreams and their goals, and for it to never be derailed for your personal benefit. Like, she knew, I'm going to Howard, I'm going to get a full scholarship. That's what she worked for track. You know what I mean? And it's like, yes, Justin had a hobby for music. Who knows if he never had a clear plan, like, hey, maybe I'm gonna go to Northwestern and I'm gonna take music classes for the summer. You know what I mean? And I just thought that it was very weird that Keisha would say that, and that's really like the last thing I didn't like. But despite those moments, good or bad, Forever is an important and beautiful story. It gives us so much: healthy Black friendships, authentic romance, strong family ties, and a refreshing portrayal of Black wealth. Talk about it. It shows us the messiness of love, and that means there's room for growth, forgiveness, and joy. So if you're looking for a series that's romantic but real, emotional but uplifting, Forever is it. Now, I want to know your thoughts below in the comments. Are you guys watching Forever? If you guys did, let me know what you guys loved, and let me know what you guys hated about Forever. Listen, we can always, dissect the show and talk about what we loved and didn't like. Listen, it's what we do. It's what we do. But definitely let me know. And of course, stay tuned for more legendary videos from Ameenha Lee. And peace, bye, and blessings.